right, welcome to Two Cooks in the Kitchen. Today we are making Massaman Curry beef. Massaman beef curry. Beef Massaman curry. This is I made chicken the other day with this Massaman curry now that we've made our paste. This is a more traditional way of using the Massaman curry. I used whole chunks of chicken, and this would be much more traditional to have the meat cut up into cubes and cooked in the curry. So what we're going to do for starters is brown our beef. And I've just got a little hot oil in the pan, and I'm really just going to quickly brown this. And I guess we'll come back when it's browned a little. Our beef is browned now. I've turned it over so it's browning on all sides. I trimmed this stuff off my lemongrass that I'm going to use later with the curry. But I'm going to put the lemongrass trimmings in here with the beef. And I'm going to put in 2 cups of beef broth. Get it all. And I'm going to put in 1 tablespoon of the curry paste. And just about a half cup of coconut milk. And that will, now I'm going to cook this on a very slow simmer for about 2 hours, probably a little bit longer than 2 hours. And hoping to make this cut of beef a little more tender. This is a chuck roast, I think. Mm-hmm. And so it needs to just cook low and slow for a long time and become really tender. That's what we're after. All right, so this has been cooking along for a couple hours, and I'm going to take the beef out of here, and then I'm going to cook this and let this broth reduce to about 1.5 cups, and then we'll use it in our curry. Oh yeah, it just smells so good. You can tell this is going to be delicious. All right, so we'll come back when there's something more exciting than me pulling pieces of beef out. But so now we are ready to cook our curry. I have some coconut oil in the pan, melting, and I'm going to put the curry right in with it. Curry paste, the Massaman curry paste. And I'm going to let this cook a little bit. So making the paste, we sweated all those spices and everything to bring out the flavors. And so now we have the paste, and we're going to do the same thing to that. We're going to cook it to just bring out all those flavors and make them more pronounced. So, and we're not going to cook this for too long, but we're going to let it cook a little while. You know, I'm talking a minute, maybe. And then we're going to add some coconut cream. So, we can put the lemongrass in there at this point. This is a lemongrass from the greenhouse. It just came out huge, a beautiful piece of lemongrass. I'm really happy about that.
We've struggled with that for years.
Well, it's usually, I want to make a curry. I have to run to the co-op and pay $1 for a stick of lemongrass. and I've had it growing here for a number of years.
Yeah.
And it's finally producing something that we can use. Pretty happy about that.
You might get to the point of having to give some away.
Oh, no.
No?
It's only got a couple that are big enough to...
That was a nice one.
Yeah. Oh, I can smell it. Smells good. The whole neighborhood's going to be knocking at the door soon. What are we having?
Oh, good thing we're not that close.
We don't
to our
have that
neighbors.
kind of relationship.
No.
It's probably a little much for some of those neighbors too. All right, so I'm going to go in with some, I'm going to try and dig down in this can and get the thicker cream. Doesn't really matter, you can use the milk, but we really want this to we really want the oil to break out of this. So we're going to cook this along until we get some really nice bubbles of oil. And we don't want to rush it.
Smells like making a gravy.
It is very much. This is our roux. So along with the lemongrass, at this point, we have one cinnamon stick and a star anise we're going to put in there. That's it for the moment. And I just want to see this start, the coconut cream start to break a little and the oil just come out. Which I can see it's starting to do now. It's got the little oily blobs there. Those will get a lot bigger. And that's when we know it's
The magic is happening?
Yeah, the magic is happening. It's ready to move on. Made some palm. It didn't come out quite as good as usual, so, but it's going to work.
That one didn't come out.
That was the first one. You know, the
Like
first
pancakes.
The first waffle.
Yeah.
It's the one you feed the dog. All right, so I like the way this looks now. Look, you can see that there's just a whole bunch of red oil bubbles, and that's the kind of thing that's going to be floating on top of the stew when we eat it. It's going to be delicious. So I am going to put in more of the coconut milk. And I'm going to let this get, I think I'm going to put in all of it. I'm going to let this get back to that same sort of stage. And then I'm going to add the juice from my beef that's reduced to about 1.5 cups. But it's going to take a minute to get this back cooking again. All right, so our coconut milk is back to bubbling. It's cooking along. We're going to add our 1.5 cups of the stuff we cooked the beef in, with its beef flavoring, and it had a lot of flavor. And then we reduced it, so it came out really good. Oh, let's not put a pan.
Post-heating?
Not put an empty pan on a hot burner. And then we're going to add 1 potato. This was an odd little heart-shaped potato that grew in our garden. I just cut it up into little bites. And we are going to cover this and let the potato cook. And that should take 10, 15 minutes. All right, so the way that this Massaman Curry works is a balance of things that are sweet, things that are sour. And so that was coconut sugar, 1 tablespoon. I'm going to add a tablespoon of fish sauce, and we might want to add another tablespoon before all is said and done, but we'll start with 1. And that gives you a little bit of salty. And I've got a teaspoon or so of tamarind pulp, and that is definitely sour. And then I have less than a cup, just a little less than a cup of pineapple. And this is, it's up to you whether you think pineapple's a sweet or a sour. But it's kind of a combination of both.
This one's sweet since it's canned.
Yeah, it was canned, so.
The last one was sour.
We used a Costco pineapple for the last one, and it was not a very good pineapple. It had some issues. All right, so we're gonna let this cook along here for 10 minutes or so. See if the potatoes are done. All right, so our potatoes are cooked. This is, just bubbling along here. It's pretty thick. I'm gonna add another tablespoon of fish sauce because I've been tasting it, and I think it could use that. The little extra umami push. And then we're gonna put our beef back in. And we're just gonna let this cook for probably 2 more minutes just to heat the beef back up, and we are ready to serve. All right, so our stuff is done. We just, warmed the meat back up. It was already cooked, so. And look at this. It's a beautiful stew. And, we do have the palm for dipping, so I want some juice in there. That's just will never do.
I love how the chef cleans up the edge of the plate.
Better clean that up at the pass, I'll tell you. And this curry has almost no spice whatsoever, so I'm adding a little chili oil.
On yours.
To mine, not to Kelly's, because she's not going to want that.
Nope.
Some chopped up peanuts. And this is going to be an important flavor for this. And I also have some chopped up Serrano from the greenhouse. And I'll just put a little bit on here because I like my food to be hot. And it's not going to be. And I'm just going to drink the gravy here. Wow, it's rich. It's a coconutty thing. It's got a little bit of the sour from the tamarind and the pineapple. It's just very nicely balanced. Everything is going to be great. So, thanks for watching 2 Cooks in the Kitchen, and we'll see you next time.